Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Football Overseas YouTube channel, and welcome to another round of EFL Championship predictions. We're now up to game week 32 this midweek. We have a full programme to look forward to. 5 games on Tuesday and 7 fixtures on Wednesday. So a full house. And it's game week 32, although some teams have played 30, some teams 31, so it's not an even league table at the moment totally, but not much has changed positionally over the last couple of weeks. We've still got the same teams battling away at the top, obviously, because they've got that big gap, the top 4, and Plymouth at the bottom wagging a tail or two, and we'll have a little talk about them as we get to their fixture. So let's get stuck into it then. First up on Tuesday, it's Coventry City against Queen's Park Rangers. And these two teams are right slam bang in the middle of the table. Coventry 12th, QPR 13th. Both on 41 points and both have played 31 games. So they're totally up to date. So I can't see much between them in the league table, and I can't see much being between them on the night in the match. I think I'm just going to give the game to Coventry purely on home advantage. QPR could easily take something from this. They've had some decent results lately, as we know, as have Coventry. 4 wins on the trot up until they hit the Leeds Express and went down 2-0 to them last week, midweek I think that was. So I think Coventry will get their home form back on track, and they'll see this as either side will see this as a chance to sort of try and get into that top 6. 4 points away, but so many teams involved makes it tricky. Anyway, I'm going to take Coventry to win the game by 2-1. That takes us on to Derby County versus Oxford. And an interesting backdrop here, just briefly, is that Derby have made a inquiry for John Eustace, the manager at Blackburn. And to do that, they had to commit to paying £500,000 to trigger the opportunity to be able to go and speak to him. It's in the contract, in John Eustace's contract. If someone comes calling with £500,000 of spare cash in their back pocket, then he can happily go and speak to them. And I believe, from what I'm reading and hearing, that's what he's going to do. So that might happen this week, either before or during or after the matches, who knows. So Derby looking to do that deal. They got a good point on the road at Norwich at the weekend, just to halt that run of losses, really. They had to do that. They'd had to stop it sooner or later. 7 on the trot has meant they're now rooted in the bottom 3 at the moment, a point behind Hull, who are 4th bottom, and 2 points behind Portsmouth. So there's still to play for them, even though they had that dreadful run. Because they had a decentish start, they had a bit of credit in the bank. Oxford, they lost at Burnley. That was the end of their decent run. And then they only drew, they drew at home to Bristol City, but they were only playing 9 men for the last 10 minutes and only 10 men for an hour. So they'll be disappointed not to have taken more than 1 point from that. So I don't think there'll be much between these two sides. Oxford are digging out results now. They'll still be wary, but they're 9 points clear of the bottom 3, and that's a nice cushion to have going into the round of 32. So I'm going to take a 1-each draw here. Derby County 1, Oxford 1. Then we have a match down at Fratton Park under the lights. Always an atmosphere to savour for those who are going. Cardiff travelling across from South Wales. Won't be much in this game. There's nothing between them in the league table. Well, there's a point, but they're both next to each other, 19th and 20th in the league. I think that will be played out in the match. Lots at stake. Neither side will desperately not want to lose and give a little bit of advantage to the other. So not much going to be going on here, I don't think, at the goal stakes. I'm going to take, though, Portsmouth's decent home record. By and large, it's been pretty good, hasn't it? It's after once they got started in the season. So I'm going to take them to win by 1-0. Portsmouth 1, Cardiff City 0. Then on to Watford against Leeds. So Watford have a real challenge here down there against Leeds, who are currently currently top. 2 points clear of Sheffield United. 5 points clear now of Burnley in third place. And all have played 31 games. So they are all up to date as well, which is good. Yes, Watford are going to. I can't see Watford making a real impact in this one. They have had a little bit of more than a wobble. They've just won one of their last 6, 3 defeats and a draw in the last 4. Although that draw was a commendable one away at Sunderland. Again, they were leading 2-1 until late on, and Sunderland got a point from them, or gained a point and took 2 from Watford effectively. So I think Watford will struggle here. Not struggle because it's just purely because it's the Leeds juggernaut is riding into town. So I'm going to take, and Leeds obviously put 7 past Cardiff, by the way, in their last league game. So I'm going to take Watford 0, Leeds United 2, and another comfortable win for Leeds. Finally, on Tuesday, we have Norwich City against Preston North End. Norwich will be disappointed to have dropped points against Derby, especially after going in front. They should have probably punished Derby's fragile confidence by doing that, but they didn't. They conceded and got pulled back for a draw. Preston, obviously in the Cup at the weekend, and then prior to that lost their local derby to Blackburn by 2-1. Excuse me. So I think Norwich will make home advantage count here. They are the second top goal scorers in the league, which surprised me actually. I didn't feel they were doing quite knocking them in quite like that. But having said that, 50 goals they've scored, and way behind Leeds on 62. They're the 2 top goal scorers at the moment. So I'm going to take Norwich to take this one by scoring a few more, and it'll be Norwich City 3, Preston North End 1. On we go to Wednesday night's fixtures, which first up on the sheet is Bristol City versus Stoke City. Now, those of you who follow these clips or listen to my words will know that I'm a lifelong Bristol City fan, and I did set my stall out and said the 2 games they had last weekend and this one were really going to set their opportunity for the playoffs or not. And when they went down to Swansea on Sunday, it was an extremely disappointing result. Not just because they lost, but because he had a real opportunity there, in my opinion, to make their mark. Two home games in the space of 4 days against 2 sides in the bottom half. There you go. Fill your boots, make your mark, make a statement, and they failed to do it. They just lack any real quality up front on a regular basis. That's the main issue. They don't concede too many goals. In fact, they don't do much really. They don't concede. They don't score many. Their games have been quite often drab to watch, as it was again on Sunday. So they come into this game on the back of that. Stoke City come into the game on the back of a win, and it stopped a winless run of 5 matches. So they will be relieved to have got that. Otherwise, they'd be really in the relegation mix, and they still are to a certain extent. But I think here, Bristol City's sort of drab form, not much happening. It's all a little bit flat. I'm going to take Stoke to go down there and get a point. So Bristol City 1, Stoke City 1. Then we have Burnley against Hull City, who in League and Cup in the last week. A few won't be surprised to hear me say they've chalked up another 3 clean sheets, including a notable win at Southampton in the Cup on Saturday, I think it was. So I think they're home to Hull City. It's more of the same really for Burnley, though I will give Hull City a goal in this match. I think Hull have been playing with a bit more freedom of late. They're still down in the bottom 4, 29 points, just above the line. But as I say, been playing with a bit more freedom, a bit more enterprise than perhaps they were previously. And I think they'll notch. I think they'll be the scorer of Burnley's 10th conceded goal of the season in the league. We shall see. But I still take Burnley to win the game, having built all that up. I'm going to take Burnley to win the game by 2-1. Then we have Plymouth Argyle. And before we go into their game, we must just doff our hats to Plymouth, who beat Liverpool in the FA Cup at the weekend. I'm sure you all have heard that. By a 0-0. Okay, it wasn't Liverpool's first choice team by any means, but it's still a notable win. It was a match that Liverpool thought they could win with what they did, with the team they did put out. But Burnley's form has just taken a bit of an uptick. Whether it leads to anything more, we don't know. But their new coach, Miron Muslic, I think is the way you say his name, is really sort of opened a few eyes down there with the way he goes about, his approach, what he says. He's really, as I say, got them all on his side at the moment. Even before the Liverpool game, they'd picked up 4 points from matches against Sunderland and West Brom. So two sides in the top 5, and they go and pick up 4 points. So it's just started to uptick, as I say. Is it going to lead to anything? They've closed the gap for sure and have put themselves in with half a better chance than they had a fortnight ago. Only 4 points behind, 4 points from safety now. And I think this is going to be another 3 points for them, even though it's a tough game against in-form Millwall. Millwall only 1 loss in 6 but 3 wins on the trot in the league. I think this is a tough game for both sides, but I think Plymouth, just with this rediscovered vigour, will take the match and take it by 2-1. I'm not being very, as I said, gracious with any goals this week. I think they're all going to be tight games. It's come to the time of the season now, where people just don't want to lose, and not losing becomes greater than trying to be a bit ambitious and win the game. But I think Plymouth have got to be a bit more ambitious because of their league position, and I think they'll take that match by 2-1. Just a few games to go, 4 in total, and we have Sunderland against Luton Town. Sunderland, as I say, a couple of mixed results. Brilliant win at Middlesbrough. Sparks, brilliant scenes at the end. I remember watching that match that night. Then they rack up against Watford, who's been wobbling a bit of late, and didn't back it up with the 3 points, which they'll be mighty frustrated about, I'm sure. However, they did snatch a point late on because they were trailing 2-1 to Watford. So they did manage to keep the points total improving a little bit. And Luton, they're playing Luton. Luton still is fully entrenched in the relegation zone. Can they avoid a double relegation season? It's looking tough. As all the sides around there are picking up points, playing a lot better, really giving themselves a chance. So, and even Derby now might be changing manager, and they picked up a useful point and stuff. So it's all getting a bit real tight. Every point counts, as it always does. But you know what I mean. They just seem like greater precedence on the matches at the moment. I think it's a tough one for Luton. Their away record has been really poor. They have stopped that run of away results. They did grab an away point recently, but I think it's going to be Sunderland to revert to type for Luton, with Sunderland winning at home, Luton losing away, and it'll be 2-0 in favour of the home team. 3 to go, and it's Swansea versus Sheffield Wednesday next. Now, as I say, Swansea had a 1-0 win at Bristol City at the weekend, which halted this losing streak they had of 4 games. So disappointing for Bristol City to lose to that, and much needed points for Swansea, because they were certainly heading in the wrong direction. But they have a 9-point cushion still. Well, that result gave them a 9-point cushion of the bottom 3. So they'll be relieved about that. Sheffield Wednesday, still a mixed bag at the moment. Only 1 win in the last 6. It feels better than that, but they've just had picked up a couple of draws and a couple of losses and stuff. So, they have, we'll see how they get on. I think they might just go to Swansea and take this one, again in a tight game. Nothing between them, really. Sheffield Wednesday will see this as a real chance. one of their, a chance to really make an impression into the top six if they've got the chance. What I mean by that is there's so many sides in the same position as them, effectively, who've got their eye on the prize. So, Swansea City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. I think in that one. Now we have 8 o'clock, 2 8 o'clocks on Wednesday night, and the first of those is Sheffield United against Middlesbrough. Heavyweight match. It always feels a heavyweight match, even just when you say it. I don't know why. Sheffield United against Middlesbrough just sounds as if it's going to be a real old, feisty affair. Tackles flying in. And Sheffield United, as I say, Chris Wilder admitted, that although his team did the right things at the right time, and that's what top sides or good sides do to win the game, they were certainly outplayed for large parts of it by Portsmouth, who just couldn't score or finish their opportunities, and that's been one of their nemesis all season. However, we see that Sheffield United just holding off the challenge of Burnley at the moment, and I think they will take this match. Again, nothing in it. I think it's going to be a tight one. I'm going to go Sheffield United 1, Middlesbrough 0. Middlesbrough still, of course, last time out had that disappointment of the home defeat to Sunderland. So they'll want to recover from that. And they could easily do. They've got the squad to go to Sheffield United and really give them a game and get points. But I just think Sheffield United are just doing the things at the right time, as I say. And another win here will be on their cards. Finally, last but not least, is West Bromwich Albion at home to Blackburn Rovers. Tony Mowbray has got them ticking a little bit, 2 wins in the last 3. And will he be playing against a sort of a uncertain Blackburn team, as I say? John Eustace, currently, as I speak, the head coach, but has been headhunted by Derby, who came with a pot of money in their hand and said, "Can we speak to your man?" And basically, Blackburn can't say no because it triggers a clause that they were happy with at the time to put in his contract. So he's going to speak to them. Where that leaves Blackburn for now, I'm not really sure. So we'll see how what happens to them by the time the match kicks off. I think all of that uncertainty might mean that West Bromwich Albion can do their thing, and this time they've been going ahead and not sort of seeing off games sometimes, or not seeing off games as you would expect them to, although they did get a late win against Sheffield Wednesday last weekend. It was a stoppage time, having conceded once they'd gone ahead. So Tony Mowbray, though, doing his thing. He'll always be. He knows the Championship inside out. So I think he'll take this game by 2-0. So there it is. Not too many goal feasts, I don't think. That means they'll all be 4-4 draws. And now I've said that, and let's hope they will. Let's hope they are entertaining matches for us all to enjoy. So there we go. Have a good week, everybody. We're back doing the same again at the weekend. It's another round of full round of fixtures at the weekend. So we'll see what the outcome of these fixtures are, where the league table, if there's any real changes in the league table. I think the bottom area is where the interest will be, and perhaps around that playoff line as well. So all good stuff. Have a great week. As always, stay healthy. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about the channel. Plenty going on besides football and everything else on here. It's a great channel to engage with. And I'll see you all again very soon. Thank you for listening.